What did we study last time?
We were studying about Scratch.
Scratch. What things specifically did we do in Scratch? Angel? Angel is low, has gone. Okay, Jasmine. Jasmine, what did we study last time? What did we do exactly in Scratch?
We made Scratch and his friends move.
Oh, we made the cat and his friends move, right? That's awesome.
Yes.
Oh, I think the word you wanted to use was sprite. Sprite. Sprite is the name of any character in Scratch. Who else? One last chance. Who's taking the chance? Oh, all of you are females. I'm not seeing any boy raising their hands. Boys, were in class last time. Well, ladies first. Fine. Princess Fahima, what did we have? What did we study last time? Please unmute and speak.
We learned about coding.
Coding. Coding in what? In Scratch, right?
Yes.
Okay. So Alex is here to save the day. Alex, please unmute and Alex, unmute and tell us what we learned last time. Hello, Alex. What did you say? All right. So last time we learned how to make a cat walk. And that is the simplest thing we can do is Scratch. If you all remember, this is what we had. When you went to events, let's first do what we did last time. When a green flag is clicked, what do? We tell the cat to move 10 steps. So that when I click my green flag, the cat moves 10 steps. Are we together? But that was not a portraying movement. So instead, we are like, we can keep doing it over and over. So we put it in a forever loop. This forever loop is to tell the cat to move 10 steps forever, to keep moving 10 steps, moving forever, and eventually on the screen. So what do? We go on edge bounds. Why? We want it to go until where the fence ends. If you have a fence at home, we want your cat to move until the end of the fence, but it should not go out of the fence because the neighbors will steal it or the people will beat it and kill it. So when you love your cat, you make sure you have a fence around the world and when it's around your home, and when you instruct it to move, you make sure that it comes back. So that's what we have put. If on edge, please bounce. That means come back home. So the cat is funny, right? When she's returning, she returns with the head upside down. That was not good. And what did we do? We rectified it by changing the direction. And when you look around here, I hope you all can see my screen. We have direction. And this direction means the direction in which the cat is moving. So we have to change the rotation style. And how do we change the rotation style? You can either use code by bringing this and put it in there, or you can instead use the direction shortcut. And the rotation styles are here, all around, left, right, and then do not rotate. But this time, we shall use the left, right, so that the cat, as when the cat is returning, it should return normally walking. So when I click the green flag, the cat goes and then it returns. But still, that didn't show that the cat is moving. Instead, it shows that the cat is sliding. So we want to depict movement, like someone with 2 legs would walk. And that's why we come and check on the costume section. In the costume section, we find that the cat, and when you click on them repeatedly, very fast, you see that as it's as if the cat is actually moving. So instead, if we want our cat to move instead of sliding, what we do and color and the other things that we are going to look at today when we are doing the conversation. When you go to looks, there is this of next costume. There is this code that next costume. Why are we using next costume? Because the cat only has 2 costumes. And when we change these costumes every time, or most of the times, the cat appears as though it is what? It is moving. So you bring this next costume and put it there. When I click, cat is moving, but at very, very terrible speed. Beneath where you walking the cat, it would get lost because it would drag you down. You would eventually fall, and the cat would actually go and get lost. So we removed that speed by using a mathematical formula that speed is equal to distance times time, meaning that when you say that distance would be, if speed is equal to distance times time, then the time would be distance it would be speed over time, meaning that there is something called proportionality. Sorry, I'm talking P4, P5, P6. Okay, I'll tone this down. So when we reduce the amount of time, the cat will run very fast. Like for example, here now, we don't have any time. But when we introduce this thing of waiting for 1 second, and we put it like here, the cat actually starts to move slowly because we have increased time. When you increase time, you reduce the distance covered, and actually, if speed is equal to distance times time, then it means that time is equal to speed over time, over distance. When you increase time, you reduce the speed. When you increase speed, you reduce time. So here we have put a timer to reduce the number of distance the cat carries. So what we do, instead of using 1, we put something like 0.3, and you change that according to the speed that you want, knowing that when you reduce the amount of time, the speed increases. When you increase the amount of waiting time, the speed reduces. So this is what we did last time. Okay, I was so rapping and so fast since we did this last time. I see some hands up. I'll ask you to ask some questions before we continue. Okay, who has a question? AJ, who is AJ? Please unmute and ask your question.
What are we doing here?
We are in a computer class. Have you been attending?
Pardon?
No?
You've not been attending computer coding lessons?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, it's your first time, so that's not good, really. But then what we are doing, we are learning computer programming through a program called Scratch. Are you seeing my screen?
Yes.
You're seeing what I have here is what we call code. And this Scratch, in the first lessons, we learned about the Scratch interface, where we have the code area, we have the stage where we see what we have written down here, and we have these code blocks which are grouped in different categories, where we choose, and then whatever we tell this cat to do is what it does. First lesson, just sit and relax. You're going to understand later by later, because I can't really go back to the first lecture. Okay, thank you. Okay, who has another question? Precious, Candy, Kakai. What's your question, please? Precious?
Yes, teacher.
I see your hand up. What I asked?
No, we wanted to just ask which subject is this, but we have just known.
Okay.
Teacher Max.
Coding class, eh?
Teacher Max.
Georgia, what's your question? Yes? Hello. Yes, teacher, proceed.
We always get people going within. So I think these guys are new. They've just joined the class. So every day I think we have new students. But this is coding class, everyone. This is coding class. If you've not started before coding, just pay extra attention so that you can understand. And then, yeah, so we have this class every week on Wednesday for P4, P5, and P6. And I think these questions should be asked at the beginning, yeah? So that we can know how to help you, so that you can start from the beginning and we tell you, open your computer, use this, use that, yeah? I think we are here.
All right, thank you, teacher. Proceed. Okay, in a few sentences, I'm going to tell you how. So, yeah, in computer lessons, we do Scratch. Scratch is this program that helps you guys, the young kids, to know about computer programming. If you're already in this class, it means you know how to use a computer. Either you're using a smartphone, a tablet, a laptop, or a desktop. If you're in this Zoom class, either you know how to use or someone has helped you. So we are focusing now not only on computer usage, but being able to design games, program, to create software like POC. Georgia, please mute your creating feedback. Okay, so when you learn about coding, especially in Scratch at a young age, you are of a greater benefit to being a computer programmer, to being someone who can solve problems using technology. So that's why we introduced this, that's why this program was introduced in your schools, so that you can learn how to program computers, how to make games, and become better technology students or people in the near future. Are we together? So we use Scratch because it is simple, it is straightforward, and it is designed for people of your age. So we expect that maybe it will be easy for you to understand, other than just bring agile programming languages and IDEs and stuff that is very hard to understand. This one has everything in it. It has the code area, it has the output, or the stage, it has options, everything. It's an IDE, it's a text editor, it is the actual computer for running a program. So it is easy to learn. And I was making a recap of what we did last time. That was making a cat move. We started with the trigger. What should trigger your program? When you have a smartphone, you have their applications, but those applications are not opened. They don't do their work when you don't open them. So likewise, our program is there, but when we don't open it, when we don't trigger it, when we don't start it, it doesn't do anything. You see this card? The card is here, but it can't do anything unless we press the green flag. Why? Because we programmed that when we click the green flag, then it should execute all these other code blocks. So when I click the green flag, it will start moving as I've instructed it to move in my code here. With that being said, who is not at par? If you're not at par, please unmute and say what? You're not together with me. You're going to rush, you're going to be slow, we're going to attend to everyone. Anybody? Those asking me how to get Scratch, instead of sending me a direct message, since I'm actively teaching, it will be very hard. Instead, send the message to everyone so that other facilitators can really help you out. Together, those who want to know how to get Scratch, please follow this link that I'm going to share. You will see either Scratch to start creating, that is doing this Scratch online, or downloading it, or any other option that you will see and you can ask. Princess Fatima, what are you saying? Please unmute and say something. Princess Fatima, are you there? I'm really not actively looking in the chat, so please post, send a message to everyone or other facilitators, the co-hosts and hosts, so that you can be attended to. Okay, so that was last time. Today, what we are doing today is we want to initiate a conversation between two sprites. Last time we are using this card, which was the only sprite, but this time we are going to have two different sprites. Since I don't want to use any of this that I already have, I'll delete all this code. And to delete the code, you click and hold it and then drag it back to the list of code. Likewise, I won't use this. Likewise, I'm not going to use this cat sprite since cats don't talk, they just meow. So what I will do, I'll delete it. Using this icon against the cat, I'll press delete, and then we start thinking. So, yeah, this one asks. I want someone that I would choose at random to imagine a conversation between two people. Either, maybe you can say we are going to school, maybe the conversation we would have at home, and whatever that person, the conversation they will give us, it's what we are going to create in Scratch. All right. So, Princess Fatima, tell me a conversation that we are going to code today in Scratch. If you know, if you understand is. Fatima, are you there? Fahima, I think.
Yes, teacher.
The fact that you're two, you can even have a conversation that you have had. Maria, so I want you to tell me a conversation that we can code in Scratch. The conversation is something between two people. They are discussing about anything, talking about anything. Hello. I didn't hear you what you are saying. Hello. Anybody who's speaking? Should I imagine conversation? Okay. So when we are in Scratch, when we want to create a conversation or when we want to depict a real life conversation, of course, we have to have two people in the conversation. And what do? We start by selecting those two people. And those two people are actually sprites in Scratch. So you come, I hope everyone is seeing my screen. And you say, and you choose this button which says choose a sprite. You click on it. And they will bring a list of different people. We have David. So I'll choose D. So we have D. Looks like she's already been conversing. I'll choose Avery. Okay. So these people in a school compound, playground, the ice cream parlor, the salon, wherever they could be. So to show where they are, you come to the backdrop. Here, there is one button that when you hover over, it shows choose a backdrop. So you choose a backdrop. So you can imagine where those two people are. Maybe they are in a school hall. It's time for class. And they've met in a school hall. That's what you put as a backdrop. Are we together? It is the custom that when you conversing with someone, you face them. So I see Avery is facing the other side, but he's talking to D. You come to direct point this other. Oh, wait. Come to direction, and just instead, since he was looking in the 90, this time we put him in the negative. We make her look in negative 90 since since we want her to look at D with whom they are having a conversation. Are we together? Okay. So when we have here two people, we have your stage. Now start initiating. Always, when we are doing anything in Scratch, we need it in Scratch. Flag is linked. That's we are beginning with D. Since we want to begin with D, we click on D, and then this is where we write this code. When there are two people in a conversation in Scratch, we write it two different codes depending, and then we harmonize them depending on what we want to achieve. We meet someone, we greet them. If you want to get greetings, what you do, you come to looks. And in looks, there is this of say hello for 2 seconds, which is the best for the conversation. So you click and hold and then drag this and put it below here and change this and put a different message and we say hello, hi, Avery. So D is greeting Avery and we expect Avery to respond. Are we together? So for Avery to be able to respond, this message must be sent to her. And how do we send messages? We send messages using the broadcast. Like for example, when you talk to someone, you're broadcasting your words to that someone. So even D, when he says hello, hi Avery, she has to broadcast those words to Avery. So what we do, we come back to events and choose, there is this broadcast message 1. And we choose this, drag it, and put it there. So, message 1. Message 1 means the name that you have attached to this message of hello, hi, Avery. Are we together? Okay, so it means that Avery has to receive it. So you come and click on Avery. Then still under events, you say, when I receive message 1, that means that when this Avery hears what D has said. Remember, D said, hello, hi Avery. So we expect Avery also reply. So in the code of Avery, ID, how are you? ID, how are you? This means that Avery is replying to the and asking how she is. Remember, whenever you want to send out a word or a message and broadcast, this time you have to change the name of the message. You choose a new message and you give it a name. Maybe you can give it a name, ID. Say okay. That means that Avery has sent a message then you come back to the ID. What should I do? You stay. Avery doesn't hear this message yet until you broadcast it. So D will broadcast the message and we give it a name fine. Such that when we come to Avery, we say, when I receive the message, fine. Then I also say something. You're welcome. So you remove hello and put you are welcome. B. And D won't hear this message until you is broadcasting. So wait. So you have to broadcast this message and give it a name. Maybe when you broadcast it, receive the message. You say, when I receive message, you come here and choose welcome. Then you say, then what should this one say? You say, okay, it's late, let's go to class. You come back to looks, choose this block of say, and say, okay, it's late, let us go to class. Right? And then you broadcast this. So it's a matter of creating and broadcasting and giving the message a name. So when Apple receives that message, when I receive the message called late, I can say, let's go. And we want this one to be the last message. So we tell her to broadcast it. Come back here and you broadcast message. Just give it a new message. Go. Such that when this D receives the message, when I receive the message, go, it will glide from here and reach there. So you come to motion, you say glide 1 second to that position, to that place, and then maybe also Avery, when she says let's go, she will also glide and come to this other side as if they are going the other end of the hall. So you can say glide that position. All together. Then and tell them to disappear since they have left the hall. You come to looks and then say that this to that person. Let me what errors that might be in the code. Like this one, I don't need to drag. So when I click the green flag, it says
Hello.
hello.
Yeah.
Hello. You guys can hear me? Are you seeing my screen too?
Yeah, Max, you can hear you.
Okay,
I'm looking on the screen.
okay. I think I think. Are you seeing my screen? So since in our last code, we had in our last statement, we had the option of hide. When our program stops, those sprites don't show. So you need to have this on every tag, on every sprite, such that when you click the green flag, the first thing to do is for the sprite to show. You do that for D also, but when I click the green flag, she should show. So that when I click here, they will show. I have maybe how I, but then there is still another problem. We need them at every time somewhere around. We click the green flag. We first go. I'm putting this code in a very visible way so that you can see all the code at once. Okay, now let's try a run at this program. Then we shall explain later. When I click the green flag, it says, "Hey, Avery, ID, how are you?" "I'm fine, thank you." "You're welcome, dear." "Okay, it's late. Let us go to class." "Okay, let's go." So they go, and then they all enter their classes. So that's how we create a conversation, which is actually meaningful. And what creates meaning of your conversation is what you should talk about school. If they are in a playground, they should talk about playground. If they are at home, they should talk about conversations at home. So the question session is now up. Please ask your questions. Teacher Prosi, your hand is up.
Yes, I have a few questions in my inbox. I wanted to read them for you.
Okay.
Let me see. Where they go. Okay, guys, I'm on a move, so you should. I hope you can hear me very clearly. Okay, let's see. Starting. We have a question. Can you unmute us? I think that was Precious. And then I have Esther. Esther saying please, but I don't know what. Can you please send it again? Esther, what can I send? I don't know what I am supposed to send. Maybe it's a link.
It is a link. It is a link.
And then someone, AJ says, teacher, I'm already in Scratch, but I don't know how to turn around the person. So I think you should re-explain that. And then Eric is saying his battery is draining, so he may not have, he may not attend up to the end of the class. Yeah, so Esther, someone is asking Jeremy, Jasmine, how do they hide? So I think you're going to, Max, you are a little bit quick. You're going to repeat again.
I'm going to repeat this.
Yeah, slowly, maybe some of them can catch on. So let me resend the Scratch link. I don't know if it's the link I'm supposed to send. Please, Esther, tell me what exactly you meant, then I can redo. Okay, Max, back to you.
Okay, that was the speedy because I wanted you to know what we are going to really accomplish. So first, the one who said they don't know how to turn the sprite or the person, you click on direction. Direction. When you click on the direction, and then if this arrow is facing this side, instead make it face this side. But make sure you're clicking in these ones, the left, right type of rotation. Okay. The one who was asking how they hide, when you want to hide anything or a sprite at a certain step, you come to looks. Then there is this code block, code hide. This code block, code hide is what you bring and then put it at the end of where you want it, where you want to put it, or at the point where you want it. At the point where I want the sprite to hide. This is the order. Then, this is how we did. We started with D, and we said that when a green flag is clicked, go to, and to get this go to, you first drag this sprite to a position where you want them to go, so that you pick the coordinates of their position. Then you come to motion, and then just pick this block and bring it there. Since it is already there, you need to release it. But when you release it, you need it to put like it there. You do that one for Avaro too. That when a green flag is clicked, you go to motion, and then choose this go to block and bring it. And just put it below there. That's how you position them in the first place. Then this show. I put this code block of show last because I first did the hiding. But then, since this was the last one, I could first now ignore it. I'll show you why we put it there. And then, since we are doing a conversation, what you do is use the loops, palette. These ones are called palettes or categories. So the loops palette has everything to do with loops. But with loops, we say something. When you say something, it's like I've shown it. It's not like speaking when we hear a sound. When you're saying, you can even be just demonstrating or using words. So that's what Scratch uses. When they talk of say, they're meaning showing, using words, not actually speaking. Okay, so you say, hello, hi, Avery. Avery is our other sprite in this conversation. So you can put any name. You can even put your name. You can say, hi, Sasha. Hi, Alex. Hi, Daisy. Hi, Joe. What is important is when you say this, you broadcast that message. To broadcast the message, you come to events, and then just the second last, there is this thing of broadcast, the block of broadcast. You come and bring it here. And when you put it there, you click in this, and you give that message a name by clicking on new message. Then you type in the name of the message. You press OK. All together? So that's what we did. We called it message 1. Make sure that after broadcasting a message 1, you now go to the second sprite and say, when I receive message 1. Before you forget, when you broadcast, come to the second sprite say, when I receive message 1, you also say something. Say, hi, how are you? Then you also don't forget to broadcast. Bring this one, this code of broadcasting. Bring the code of broadcasting, and then you click in and you give it a name by clicking on the message. Type in the name, you press OK. Because I already have it, that's why I'm moving this. So every time you send a message, you broadcast it, you go to the other, say when I receive that message, you also send a message and broadcast it. And then you come back. Out together. Any questions? Then at the end of it all, we use the word hide. Hiding is to just clear this hallway so that they have now gone to class. We would not use hide if we didn't imagine them. If we didn't imagine them going to class, there was no need of using the hide. Together, in fact, I can remove it. If I don't want them to go to class, they just say let's go, and then they begin their journey. So I'll come here and first show this. So show that one. So when I click the green flag, they first come, says hi, they greet each other, say I'm fine, you're welcome. And this one says it's late, let's go to class. So, okay, let's go. So they all begin the journey to class. But the other one still has the height. That's why I should do. Remove it. Okay. Questions, please. Teacher, proceed. You always have my priority. Your hand is up.
I wanted you to help me and put me back as a host so that maybe I can help you in the chat. My phone blacked out. Now I'm logged in with the computer. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay,
Yes.
Rafael Solomon.
One more question from.
Okay. Yes, teacher, proceed. Please ask first.
Yeah, someone was asking for you to send the link. They can't find the username. I don't know which link that was. So maybe they can elaborate.
Okay, so Pato, please speak, unmute, and then they tell us what you. Pato, okay. Pato, please speak your issue out. Pato, are you there? You speak, it's as if you're speaking, but I don't hear you. What could be the problem? Anybody hearing Pato? Pato, we are unable to hear you. So, Rafael Solomon, please unmute and ask your question.
It was a mistake. Sorry.
Okay, fine. I'll lower your hand. Thank you. Then Jasmine, what's the question?
Teacher,
Yes.
can we see their classes?
Yes, you can see their classes, but you have programmed that. and we shall see. I shall show you just simply, but wait, that can wait. I want questions about what we have already. I'll remember that, Jasmine, please. Thank you. Then hey, so CJ, what's your question?
I didn't understand anything.
Oh, sorry for that. Did you understand anything from the start? Did you get lost at one point, or you didn't even begin at all?
I got lost
Where did you get lost?
when the girl was turning.
And the girl was turning. Okay.
When he was turning.
So this Agar in the first place, she was looking the other way. But it is rude to talk to someone when you're not looking at them, right? So what I did, I came to direction and clicked on left, right, this middle icon, and then changed the direction so that she faces the one that she's talking to. So I wanted to remove that rudeness in the conversation, but you could still achieve this when Avery is facing the other side. Are we together? Yvonne, you're asking for the scratch link. I've just shared it with you in direct chat. Okay. Okay. Then but be careful when you reach at that website. There is where you can do it. So I didn't know. Did you want to download Scratch? Did you want to just use it online? So be careful when you reach the website. Okay, Claire Mirembe, you have a question. Please speak.
She says the code is not working.
My code is not working.
Oh, sorry, Claire. So, okay, to begin with, do you have this code that says when a green flag is clicked, go to a certain place and say hello and then broadcast that message? Do you have that? Claire?
Max, I think, Max, Mike check, can you hear me, Max?
Not the third in command.
Teacher Max.
Other than Victoria's English. Yeah.
Teacher Max, can you hear me? I can't hear you. Okay, I think Teacher Max has jumped off, and I think let me take over as he comes back. All right, so let's start with Claire Mirembe. You said your code is not working, so let me share my screen really quickly, and I see how to help you. I'm on a move, so that's why you can hear the background is a bit noisy. So if anyone can hear me, yeah, so if anyone can hear me, let's try and make this work. So I am going to try and share my screen here on my computer. Let's see.
She's like, I've heard of this.
Okay. I'm going to share my screen.
What do they mean?
And we are going to repeat something very, very quickly. Okay, I can see many people are saying their code is not working. So let's start. All right. So teacher Max has gone through this and we had two parts. So I'm just going to go ahead and get to straight very, very quick. And so we have Ivy here. And I'm going to pick another guy called maybe Right, so I have these two babies here, these two ladies. So I think everyone can know how to get the code, yeah? So here, let me change. Okay, so you can see, so we have this. So I hope everyone is with me right now. Okay, so let's go ahead and get let's go ahead and get a backdrop. I don't know if Teacher Max is back, but let's do this really quickly. I think his network is off. So maybe I pick this. Yes, these two ladies here, very beautiful. So we started with when it is clicked, and where do we find that? It's in events. So when I go to events, I get when green flag is clicked, I pick it and I put it here. I want you guys to pay attention to what I am doing right now. When green flag is clicked, put it here. So as you can see, I think Teacher Max had some code that was made to talk. So I can even make her walk a little bit up to here, then they can talk like ladies, yeah? But before I do that, you can see Amber is Abby. Abby is facing this side. There are two ways of making her turn around. You either use this setting direction here, and you make her turn like this, or you can just click on her like this, and costumes. When you go to costumes, you flip her so that you can face this side. So you person you have to flip everyone. So I'm flipping horizontally. I go to costume B like this. I flip horizontally. I go to costume C. I do there is flip and flip vertically. So if vertically, she will be upside down. So I don't want her to be upside down. I want her to face the other opposite direction. So I will just do horizontally, just like this. Then I go here. I also can this one horizontally. So maybe this one, if you guys are struggling with code, we can flip horizontally. You can use a flip. So I want to know if anyone is getting me where I am right now. Let me first check my messages. Okay, let's check. Let's check. Okay. Oh, Max is back. Teacher Max is back. Okay. Okay. You guys have not got me. All right. Okay, let me repeat. Let me make Teacher Max the host. Oh, Teacher Max, if you could please put your hand up, I can see where you are. Then I make you a host. Okay. Teacher Max, there we go.
Someone is impersonating to be Teacher Maxima. I don't know who that is.
Hey, someone, it's not you.
No, that is Miss. The one named Teacher Maxima. That's
The one named Teacher Max, it's not you. How about these kids?
No, I see they are even now too. They have multiplied there too.
You guys joke too much. You guys joke too much. Okay, let me just, I think, repeat this really quickly. Let me delete Abby. So we have two ways of flipping Abby. Teacher Max has shown you all these things. So I pick Abby here. So you see she is facing the other side. I want her to face Avery. So what do? I click on Abby. I got costumes. After I got costumes, then I select the costume I want to. I select the character I want to start flipping. You see, she has 4 costumes. If I decide to flip her this way, I have to flip costume. Yeah? We select the costume. You come here on flip horizontally. You flip her just like you pick costume B. You flip. You pick costume C. You flip. You pick costume D. You still flip her. Just like this. So I think you got me. And Teacher Max went ahead to explain something to you guys. So we want Ivy to talk to Abby. So what do? When green flag is lit, she can say hello for 2 seconds, and we put it right here, just the way you're seeing here. Second, say hello Abby, just like this. I think you can see. So she says hello Abby. So who of you has can someone comment for me in the chat to tell me if they've heard of something? Or can someone tell me if they've had something called a radio call before? Yeah, please comment in the chat and tell me if you know what a radio call is. Tell me, who knows a radio call? Do I have to use a laptop for this? Okay. Can someone tell me who has used a radio call before, or who has heard about the radio call? Yeah? Anyone? Please comment in the chat and tell me. All right, so Teacher Max told us. So when you reach here, she says, hello, Abby. So Abby has to know that Ivy has stopped talking. So what do you do? So when Ivy has stopped talking, she's going to send a message to Ivy to know that she has stopped talking. So we come here, when you say hello, Abby, you have to make sure Abby knows you've finished talking and you've said hello to her. So that's why Thomas came here on events and came fast. Like this. Broadcast message. So when she reached here, broadcast message, he changed it and he kept saying, you have to name the message you're broadcasting so that the person can know. So maybe I can call the message hello. Like this. You guys can see. So I can say the message equals hello. All right. So this is like So yes. So some of you have heard of a radio call. So this is like me saying, Teacher Max, I'm here over. Have you finished talking over? Something like that. So when Abby hears the word over, it's like I've finished talking, so she can talk. So what do? This time when we go to Abby, we will not say, when green flag is clicked. We will say, when I receive message hello, just because Ivy, to make sure Abby knows she has finished talking, she sent a message called hello. So that's when, so when I receive message hello, what do? I come to looks, then I can politely reply. So I go to looks, then I get say hello for seconds and I put here. I say maybe hi. Am I dizzy? Feeling dizzy. Hi. You're not doing this. Hi. Hi every. Just like this. Have we got it? Hey Abby. Hi every. Just like that. So when we want to continue, we'll still. So every needs to know that Abby has finished talking. So what does she do? She has to broadcast the message. You come to events. Events is where you get the green flag. So we are going to broadcast. So you pick this one, broadcast and wait, broadcast just. And you put it here. You go and say hello. And you pick a new message. And maybe say hi. So she send, after saying hi, she sends message called hi. And that is the message I'm supposed to pick. So I come here on when I receive, I pick it and put it here, and I go on it that says hello, and I pick when I receive hi, because she's the one who said hello, so she can't receive hello when she's the one who said hello. She's not. So she was going to receive the message called hi. It's because that's what she broadcasted. So I'll come here and say when hi, and then I'll say let's. And I put here, then I say, sorry, I'm late. Then you keep doing that. After now, this one is going to broadcast the same thing, something like this. So I hope everyone has understood now. Yeah? If you've not understood, put your hand up, ask questions. As someone was asking, when do these classes start? They are there for P4, P5, and P6 every Wednesday at 4. Starting 4, please log in for these classes. Okay. For teacher marks. Let me take on some questions. Precious, Kelly, and please say something.
Teacher,
Your hand is up. Yes.
I just wanted to say, I thought that you were going to make them like talk.
Like talk and they talk just how we are talking.
Yes.
Oh, yes, that is possible. That is possible, by the way. Yeah, so it depends on what you want to do. You can use this, or I can, let me show you.
Okay. Everyone. Can you sit? Sit. I think what? You don't listen. Take take all of them and follow them. And then we'll come back. Without speaking. And whoever does not sit down. You listen. They are sit outside, not anywhere. I'm calling this one. Teacher. 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 Hello.
Yes, hello.
I can hear you.
I can't.
You can't what?
I can't hear the character. Okay.
Oh gosh. Okay, let me repeat. Let me play it again, eh? Because we recorded ourselves. Let's see. Maybe I was on mute. Have you had it now? Yeah? Teacher Max, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Please take over. Please, Teacher Max, take over.
Okay, thank you so much. All right. All right. Was I taking questions? I was emphasizing, and she has emphasized them more, that when you send a message, when you say a message, you broadcast, and then Precious was asking that they want to hear the sprites talking. Yes, we're going to learn about that, but today we want to see the sprites say conversing. English has limited words, but in sprite, when we use the word say, we mean to see the words as in we see their conversation. We want to see their conversation, not to hear their conversation. When we want to use the hearing their conversation, we use sound. That means you have to pre-record conversation. You know what this one is going to say? You know what this one is going to say? You record that interaction, then you use the play sound code instead of the say. We shall learn about sounds in another class, please. AJ, you have your hand up. What's the question?
Teacher,
Yeah.
can they sit down?
Well, they can, but this is the catch.
Teacher,
If they can sit down, you have to check in their costumes. When we check in these costumes, we don't have a costume where she's seated down. Are you listening?
yes.
When you check in Avarice costumes, there is nowhere she's seated down. But then, if you want them to sit down one corner, you come.
How are you feeling today? I'm good, man. All is well. Fantastic.
and choose a sprite.
Yesterday, the house served.
If you have sprites altogether.
Do you think the house deserved the punishment?
Yes, of course. We definitely did.
I hope you have understood. If you want to use a sprite that is sitting down, you choose, you select a sprite that has a costume of sitting down. Now, like this Ruby, you see Ruby? Ruby can sit down. So if you have Ruby in here,
No, I want to go back where was.
there's a point when she'll be seated down. So you could press something here to be like a table or a stool where she can sit.
As well as on the daily, just being aware from
I hope they didn't. Oh, it's still there. Good. My project is
shower, you
full.
getting ready and just walk to the room.
Teacher Maximo?
To the kitchen for a while.
Yes.
So
Okay, but I can't hear them talking. Can you make them to talk?
I said that if you want to make them talk, you record the conversation. Are we together?
Okay. Show me how to do that.
But I think that's what Teacher Prosi showed, but let me repeat it. I was looking for where to sit. So if you want them to talk,
Yes.
First and foremost, it was tough.
you come and you now bring this.
Tough. I didn't want to nominate anyone, but obviously that's not how the game goes. I
For
nominated.
example, come today,
Yeah, okay.
instead of say hi, Avery,
Because
you come and say,
other housemates.
play sound.
As a collective.
And then you click here and you click on record.
But they are not in your school.
She doesn't really participate.
You're not seeing my screen?
Yes.
It's done. Minus task. Like during task, it's different. She definitely brings her A game.
Now I can see it.
Day-to-day activity.
Yeah, so when you come to record, maybe you didn't see that.
Questions to come to join the crowd.
Yeah, and the code you come here and instead of using this, you come to sound and you use play sound. Then you click here and then you say record. And say now, we're going to start recording. Hi, Avery.
It's kind of the same thing, but lately she's been stepping up her game.
So when I come in here,
The nomination after I
I
nominated.
choose recording one.
I don't know.
So that when I click the green flag,
She's one of the people that
have you heard that?
it's kind of similar to Angela as well. Sometimes I get the feeling that she doesn't really be here. I could be wrong. I stand corrected. But it's the energy that I'm getting.
Did you hear that?
That was the reason.
Yes.
So that's how we make them talk. But that's not for today. So we shall not focus on it, but that's how you do it.
So, teacher, we are like making a cartoon.
Yeah, sort of.
So,
We are making a gamified cartoon or interaction or something like that. Yeah, cartoon.
okay.
Expect
Okay.
fantastic week,
I hope you feel better now.
high energy.
Then the last one was Shanita. Shanita, your hand is up. Please unmute and say something. Shanita, are you there? Okay, Shasha Banas, please unmute and speak. Yes. Sasha. Social looks like you don't have a microphone. Okay. So any other questions? Because that's what we intended. What you should know, the key takeouts is that we needed just something very basic, which is saying a message, broadcasting it, and then receiving it. So at the basic of it, we would have something like this. When a green flag is clicked, say hello, broadcast the message. Then you come to operate. When I receive message 1, say hi D, how are you? Broadcast that. And when I receive hi D, I say I'm fine, thank you. At the basis of it, that is all. You can use the same block from looks, broadcast the message, give that message a name, press OK, then come to the next sprite, go to events, use when I receive, select the intended message, then you also say something, and then broadcast. And when you broadcast, you give it a name. That is it, basically what we wanted to do today. So that's basically what I had for you today, guys. A basic conversation. Maybe I've been so speedy, but just get to know. You use the say, then you broadcast, and you give it message a name. Then the other side, you use it when I receive, say, broadcast. And when you use broadcast, you use it when I receive. So, thank you, guys. Who has a question? Anyone? I see AJ. I don't know if you forgot to mute. So, Jasmine, please.
Teacher?
What's your question? Jasmine, your hand is up. Okay, then AJ. Jasmine has unmuted.
Teacher, that it has worked. I've been doing it here also.
Okay, that's great news. Thank you.
Teacher.
Okay.
Next time, don't miss the class.
Okay.
Oh. Jasmine, you're loud and clear. What are you saying?
Teacher, when you open the what? When you open the project from scratch, you click join.
When you click on join, then you want to create an account. No, you actually click on create or start creating, something like that. Did you see that option too?
Yes.
You use create or start creating instead of join. Join means you have to sign up and you have to have an email address, create a password. So you're not going to do that also as yet. We shall show you how. Thank you. Okay, Sasha Balance. What's your question?
Teacher, are we only having classes on Wednesday?
Yeah, classes are only on Wednesdays. These are for computer classes, only on Wednesdays.
Okay, thank you.
All right, guys, I think that will be it. So, I don't know. Okay, Pato sent something. Hello, can we make them speak in another language? Very well, because you're the one recording, you're the one making the game. So they can speak Runyankole, they can speak Uganda, they can speak Achol, whatever. It's you, the programmer, that chooses the language they shall use. Hope I've answered your question, Pato. All right, guys. See you next Wednesday, same time, 4 p.m. Yeah, you still can invite your friends, but teach them first so that we don't have to go back to the beginning lesson. All right, you're free to leave the meeting if you don't have a question. Teacher Val, I don't know if you have any comments, please. Would be a pleasure, it would be honored to listen to you. Otherwise,
Hello. Why was I asked to
all
unmute?
next time. Yes. Sorry.
I was asked to unmute.
I asked if you had anything to share. That's why I asked to unmute.
Oh, yeah, no, nothing. This was an interesting class.
Okay,
I was
thanks
just
so much.
looking on. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, bye guys. See you next time, Wednesday. Catch the time. Come at 4 p.m. Have a look to that. Bye. See you.